afternoon and welcome to News. I am Ngabai. Coming up in this afternoon's edition of News, Sierra Leone Roads Authority concludes joint site inspection of the €60 million Bandajuma MRU Bridge Road project. Minister of Information and Communication says government is working out to find a solution to the current water shortage in the city. Ministry of Health and partners to restart the Big Foot mass drug distribution from the 27th to the 31st of May 2016. And Sierra Leone's ambassador to China takes formal leave of President Nkrumah. All these and more coming up within the next 45 minutes. Sierra Leone Roads Authority has concluded joint site inspection of the Bandajuma MRU Bridge Road project. The Bandajuma and MRU Bridge project cost €60 million, with the government of Sierra Leone providing counterpart funding by the form of paying compensation to affected property owners. Here is the report.
The Bandajuma MRU Bridge Road project cost more than €60 million and is funded by the European Union, with the government of Sierra Leone providing counterpart funding in the form of paying compensation to property affected persons and providing quarries and campsites. According to the Director General of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, Abdul Aziz Kamara, the exercise is a first since the commencement of the project, with a view to assess the current state of the project, identify the challenges and forge the way forward. He noted that the project is divided into 2 lots and is contracted to CSC for a period of 3 years and includes the construction of 42-lane bridges, the Sewa River Bridge in Gundama, the Wange River Bridge in Bandajuma, and the Mwa River Bridge on the Bandasuma Ferry crossing. He pointed out that the road will not only provide the link to Liberia as part of the Trans-West African route, it will also provide both social and economic benefits to the local communities and the rest of Sierra Leone. The Director of National Authorizing Office, Ibrahim Suribakanu, described the role played by the European Union in the road sector as very significant, especially linking Sierra Leone to Guinea in the north and Liberia in the south. He said that the European Union has already provided funding for the Moyamba Junction-Moyamba Road and 40 bridges. The bridges he noted are the Magbele Bridge, Mabam Bridge, Pangbama Bridge, and the Baile Bridge in Moyamba. He pointed out that the European Union funding is based on several conditionalities, and among these, the duration of projects is very vital. He therefore appeals to the people not to engage the contractor on issues that have the tendency to derail the implementation of the project. In another engagement, the inspection team also met with elders and property owners in the town of Bendu, Jamabongo Chiefdom in the Bo district, and paid the sum of €60 million to family members for the lease of a quarry in Bendu for a period of 1 year. The quarry will be used by CSA for the Bandajuma Liberia Road project.
As a result of the Ebola outbreak that disrupted the lymphatic filariasis or Big Foot mass drug distribution, the Ministry of Health and partners will restart the campaign from the 27th to the 31st of May in the Western area. Over 1.4 million people are expected to benefit from the free distribution exercise. Health correspondent Joseph Stanley takes up the story.
Filariasis or Big Foot is found everywhere in the country and is transmitted from person to person by a mosquito bite. Some people in the country believe that witchcraft is the causative cause for Big Foot, but it is caused medically by one transmitted by the bite of a mosquito. The World Health Organization has recommended annual drug treatment of ivermectin and albendazole, and that these drugs are safe and are given in several countries in West Africa and the world. Persons over 5 years of age are bound to receive the drug except severely ill, very elderly, pregnant women, and women who have delivered in less than 2 weeks. Addressing councillors and community stakeholders, the focal point, neglected tropical disease, Gandhi Kalon, encouraged participants, including community leaders, to disseminate the knowledge gained in their respective wards and communities in order for the campaign to be meaningful in their respective localities. He explained about the importance to take the drug as they will help to prevent the disease.
Yeah, for the benefits of Sierra Leoneans, especially people living within the Western area. One of the major benefits of this campaign, which involves giving mass drug administration of albendazole and ivermectin, is actually to eliminate what we call lymphatic filariasis. Lymphatic filariasis is a neglected tropical disease that manifests itself by way of big foot, big breasts, big hand, and what we call hydrocele. So by taking this ivermectin co-treatment with albendazole, we actually kill most of the worms that are responsible for the manifestation of the signs and symptoms of lymphatic filariasis in Sierra Leone, particularly in the Western area.
According to healthcare providers, the most cost-effective ways of eliminating big foot is by drug distribution, and appeal to the populace in the Western area to make good use of the opportunity by ensuring that they take the drugs. They recalled the disruption of the campaign caused by the Ebola outbreak in 2014, but assured all that the exercise will commence later this month. One of the main challenges during this campaign will be water, as the strategy to be used is direct observed treatment. SLBC News, Joseph Stanley reporting.
A non-governmental organization, Boys and Girls Club Sierra Leone, has held a one-day forum on youth empowerment and enhanced moral values. The program took place at the Freetown Teachers College. Hawa Mosiri reports.
Addressing school pupils at the Freetown Teachers College, the keynote speaker, who is also the chief advisor for Boys and Girls Club, Omar Dumbuya, said school pupils should focus on their education that will make them proud in future. He pointed out that the success of the children lies on their seriousness. Mr. Dumbuya advised them to be serious with their academic work, pointing out that the country will not develop without quality education. Sheikh Abubakar Conte advised the pupils to respect their parents and the elderly. He stressed that moral values goes together with respect for one another. Sheikh Abubakar Conte told them to avoid teenage pregnancy and early marriage. Given the background of the organization, Vice President of the Boys and Girls Club, Alfred Tholi, said the organization was formed in the Kosoton community to help young people. He says their focus is to change the mindsets of youths in the country by training them in different skills like tailoring, carpentering, building, and construction.
Sierra Leone's ambassador to the People's Republic of China, Alimami Kuruma, has taken former leave of President Ernest Bai Kuruma State House. Razia Bashkamara reports.
It has pleased you to appoint the Honorable Alimami Petito Kuruma as your ambassador to the People's Republic of China. Recently, we just received this agreement, arguably the fastest time we receive an agreement, usually coming from China.
Ambassador Alimami Philip Kuruma was presented to the President by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Samura Kamara. Taking formal leave of the president, Honorable Alimami Kuruma described the day as another coincidence, being President Kuruma's 9th ambassador to the People's Republic of China, taking leave of him on the 9th of May. He intimated President Kuruma that in appointing him Sierra Leone's ambassador to a great nation like China and accredited to 9 other great nations shows a lot of trust and confidence. He expressed profound gratitude to His Excellency the President for reposing such confidence in him, adding that his appointment to China also comes with great expectations. Honorable Alimami Kuruma told the President that with regards to the expectations, he assured him that he will do his ultimate best to justify that confidence reposed in him. The ambassador maintained that he will, as his emissary, do all it takes to make his mission successful.
And, Your Excellency, and in the presence of senior religious leaders, both Muslim and Christian, paramount chiefs, ministers of government, senior political leaders of both the APC and the SLPP, members of parliament, my brothers and sisters from Cambia district and the north as a whole, and the western area, and the entire country at that, and my family, I do hereby pledge my love and loyalty to my country, Sierra Leone, to my party, the All People's Congress, and to Your Excellency. I vow to serve Sierra Leone, the APC, and Your Excellency faithfully and at all times. I promise to defend the honor and unity of Sierra Leone, the APC, and Your Excellency. And
formally bidding farewell to the ambassador to the People's Republic of China, President Kuruma told the envoy that Sierra Leone's relationship with China is unique, as they have come a long way and Sierra Leone established diplomatic relations with them and supported their admission to the United Nations. The President noted that it has been a relationship that has been mutually beneficial, adding that Sierra Leone has provided China support at a time they needed the country. President Kuruma disclosed that in return, China has also provided the country with support that is very visible and that has made the basis of the country's transformation. He affirmed that the two countries have come a long way and that in the mutually beneficial relationship during Sierra Leone's most recent national disaster, China responded very positively and quickly. President Kuruma went on that the response has continued, and as a government and nation, they are still having a post-Ebola support response from the People's Republic of China, coupled with excellent bilateral relations. He revealed that as a government, they have been making great efforts to enhance the people-to-people contact, wherein they will encourage the private sector to come in and give support in further strengthening the relationship. The President pointed out that steps have been taken in that direction, as there are lots of Chinese private investment in the country.
Our African position in the United Nations. That is key. We have been struggling with this issue for quite a while, and to the extent that I have now requested that Africa should take a very radical position in our next AU summit. But for us to succeed in moving forward with that position, we should have the kind of, maybe if it is not open, but there must be some kind of a support from China. And I hope that with your presence there, and we now know that in the next couple of weeks, you will be meeting with the Chinese president. You will use such opportunities and subsequent opportunities to continue to canvass the African position.
Also at State House, the Executive Director Legal Aid Board, Mrs. Fatmata Claire Carlton-Hansels, presented the report on the clay factory investigations to President Ngabai Koroma.
Vice President Victor Bokari IV has presented his maiden magazine titled Forward with the Prosperity to President Ngabai Koroma, where he reassured the president of his continued loyalty for him to achieve his agenda for prosperity. Razia Bashkamara again.
Giving an overview of the magazine, the Secretary to the Vice President, Dr. Julius Sandi, said on the 19th of March 2015, it pleased His Excellency the President to appoint Ambassador Victor Bokari IV as Vice President of Sierra Leone. He maintained that by accepting the appointment, Ambassador IV became the principal assistant of President Koroma in the discharge of his executive functions, and from that day moving forward, they have all witnessed a revamping of the office of the Vice President. Dr. Sandi disclosed that in the last 1 year, Vice President IV has been very much aware of his role as assistant to the president and has been performing those functions to the admiration of many. The Secretary to the Vice President added that they have recorded the Vice President's stewardship in black and white, first for His Excellency's attention and judgment, the attention of Sierra Leoneans, and for the attention and judgment of their partners and non-state actors for posterity. Presenting the magazine, Vice President Victor Bokari IV said he humbles himself to President Koroma to present his maiden magazine that has been put together as a gist of what he was assigned from the 18th March 2015 to 19th March 2016. He disclosed that when he took the oath of office, he did say that he would want to serve the president very sincerely, devotedly, and loyally, with every humility, in the way the late Vice President Sori Ibrahim Koroma served the late President, Dr. Siaka Stevens.
Your agenda is my agenda. I have no agenda whatsoever. I underline that. I have no agenda whatsoever. Only your agenda as president of this nation. If the stories here show any sign of success, the successes are not mine. They are all your successes. I've enjoyed working with you, and I see in you a good leadership, very formidable leadership. I am so proud that in my own little way, I have partnership with you to the best of my devotion. I've had a whole lot of experiences watching you, looking at you in the face, seeing you, how you take decisions, how very cautious you are in your leadership, and how very appreciative you show to we who serve you. I must say, the 12 months have been very exciting for me. They have been very resourceful. I could go on and on and on.
Receiving the magazine, President Koroma thanked Vice President Victor Bokari IV for the presentation, which he said could liken the presentation to a schoolboy rushing home at the end of the term to present a result that has been given to him for his parents. The president maintained that any schoolboy that rushes home quickly to present his results to the parents is one that has done very well in the exams compared to one that has failed and will not come home early quickly that day until he is searched for.
Political issues of governance, political issues of governance in the government and also the political issues of governance in the political parties. I say political parties because it's not only the APC. You've got across and you've even extended that kind of responsibility to other political parties, which makes you excel, and you have brought in a lot of value to the office, and I must commend you for that. And I see you have put in a lot of time in all of these issues, inviting political parties to meet in your office, inviting sections of the governance structure to meet in your office, and inviting groups. And this is important for governance, because when we stay engaged with our people, when we stay engaged with all of the political parties and all aspects of it, I think we will have an opportunity to have a feel of what is happening here, what is required, and how quickly we can react to ensure that there is a smooth flow.
The Minister of Information and Communications, Mohamed Bangura, has met with managements of departments and agencies that are supervised by his ministry. The meeting was rolled out with plans and what he hoped to achieve within 90 days. Darren Kiloko takes up the story.
As the newly appointed Minister of Information and Communications, Mohamed Bangura, is optimistic in bringing changes into the information and communication sector through outlined programs and implementations of pending policies. His 90 days in office is timeline to achieve his vision and plans to develop his ministry for socio-economic growth.
We would love to see at the end of our tenure as ministers, we would like people to look at Seratel, to look at SLBC, to look at Slena, to look at Salpost, name was few, and say, hey, the place there, so don't change it. That's all we want, not there. Want them to look at IMC and say, IMC is in action, and they have the requisite laws now to act. Not like people say.
The Minister of Information and Communications, Mohamed Bangura, said that collaboration and teamwork are his watchwords. He said that transforming the SLBC, Slena, Salpost and Seratel is one of his main focus, adding that they are lobbying to ensure the government printing press be given all government printing contracts in order to make them become more viable. The Deputy Director of Communications in the Ministry of Information and Communications, Mohamed Jallo, said that strengthening institutions under the ministry is the priority of the new minister. It took the audience through pending and ongoing policies which needs urgent approval by cabinet that will help improve institutions under the ministry. He spoke about plans to refurbish the SLBC, government printing press, Salpost, Slena and other key institutions. The Director General of the Broadcasting Corporation, Elvis Banabum Alowell, said that the SLBC over the years has been in romance with the Ministry of Information. He spoke of the essence of moving from analog to digital, which will help the SLBC produce better pictures and sound to satisfy the public. He expressed the hope that the new minister will capacitate the SLBC to be able to meet the expectations of its audience. The Executive Director of the ABC Secretariat, Dr. Ivan Ajibola Thomas, said that they have not received allocation from the Ministry of Finance for 4 quarters, which has made it a challenge for them to continue with the awareness-raising program.
The government, through the Ministry of Energy, is all set to launch the Energy Revolution program in Sierra Leone. The program is funded by the government and DFID through the British government. Adam Smith International is the organizer of the program. Daphne Kimama-Corley spoke to the country manager of Adam Smith International, Ian Whitfield, in this interview.
Which is being funded by DFID, the Department for International Development in the UK, and is being implemented by ourselves, Adam Smith International. It will be the launch of an ambitious but achievable programme of energy reforms, primarily in the renewables sector, to increase access to energy across Sierra Leone, particularly this year and also into next year, for a catalytic approach to getting access to renewable and sustainable energy across Sierra Leone. And we hope this is the start of an expansive programme of reforms and access over the coming years ahead.
Okay. So how best are you prepared for the success of this conference since the President is going to be here tomorrow?
So a lot of work has been going in. The vision of Minister Macaulay was as late as it was early last year when the programme was first proposed. So the President is keen and excited to talk tomorrow. We've also got a special guest from the British government, a senior official, who will also be talking at the event and highlighting the support of the UK in supporting the energy revolution. So lots of work has gone into preparing the event, and we're all very excited to see it come to fruition tomorrow, but it's only the start tomorrow. This is the start of the energy revolution, so it's not the end, it's very much the beginning as we see it, and we hope that this will be a catalyst towards access to energy in Sierra Leone.
There's going to be an exhibition. What's it about? What exactly are you going to exhibit to the public?
So the exhibit's going to be a range of things. It's going to be companies that are operating currently in Sierra Leone, providing renewable energy through mini-grids and household systems. So along with those current players in the sector, if you like, there'll also be exhibitors from elsewhere regionally, from Nigeria and from other regional countries, exhibiting what they've been able to achieve elsewhere in the region. And we'll also have some financial institutions around access to finance and some broad, so quite a broad scope of people who are involved in renewable energy, involved in on-grid energy, and really highlighting what's possible in Sierra Leone.
And what's the aim of this exhibition?
The aim of the exhibition, as I say, is really to highlight what's been achieved elsewhere, what's been achieved in Sierra Leone at the minute, and what is possible with the right support over the next 1 and 2 years specifically.
Before we go, what do you hope to achieve at the end of this conference?
So as I say, this is very much the beginning, not the end. We see this as the start of a revolution in energy and really attracting private sector investment into the sector in Sierra Leone, and really advancing access to clean, renewable and sustainable energy in Sierra Leone for many, many years to come, and really changing that access to markets, the access to finance and the technology to really advance the broad energy sector.
Up next is the business updates with Yvette Jasko.
Hello and welcome to the business segment of News Hour with me, Yvette Jasko. First, the foreign exchange rates. US dollar buys at 5,984 leones and sells at 6,105 leones. Pound sterling buys at 8,811 leones and sells at 8,991 leones. Euro buys at 6,918 leones and sells at 7,056 leones. Courtesy of the United Bank for Africa, UBA. Sierra Leone ranks 147th out of 189 countries in World Bank's Ease of Doing Business ranking for 2016. As a result, our business reporter Joey Ndumbuya was out to seek the views of some business people around Freetown. Here is the report.
Waiting and they get so for say the people, certain people in the talk say easy for do business and so yes, get the business there. Certain business they know they do now salo. They pay tax for that. Just they come outside do business to sell the Cuba. But some of them business now people in the do now this stuff. They pay tax for that. Yeah, keepers they carry the pay tax to council carry, especially the girls away on the seat around. They pay tax for it every year in the cars. Even then see they are all keepers in the car for them. But the problem now, and they see how the business will go. It's very difficult for them to do business as alone. go now, waiting, the dollar they go up, and then people are, they go buy a shop them. Any shop where them go, then the S price every day. So them back when they calling the S price, and it's difficult for people to do business in Salon. Especially the people with the poor one, where they find that alpha for. Not really easy for you.
And in dollar, well, business stiff. Because 6 money, most of the customers are able to get to the capital by when they cry back with them and buy them I know we compare other business to some of like because salon and about my dad. I know we both have another man country. I know what salon go talk because salon now na dey born na me economy stiff.
Peter, why making noise? I make it noisy because right now things difficult. And what they can't feel money there, so we get people where they harass we back at the streets, say we not for do streets really. And which of course there not be ever big market for market say you get side for sale. So the best way you can survive now through the streets, now they survive. You get waiting for it for the day.
Skybank Sale Limited has posted a 2015 profit before tax at 4.3 billion yuans, indicating a jump by 1.9 billion yuans. Let's join Joyen Dumbuya again as he speaks to the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Skybank, Falun Remy Peter, in this interview.
We were also into Ebola in 2015, but at that point in time, we were also conscious of what our customer needed. I always say one thing, when you look at Sierra Leone as a whole, Skybank is seen as a small bank. But we know what our customers wanted. We know that customer service is very important. We are known for customer service. And over the years, this is what I've always told my colleagues. Henry Ford said, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you cannot, you cannot. After the whole challenging year and we did our best, we satisfied our customer. At the end of the year, we were able to make 4.3 billion profit before tax.
Okay, so what about 2016? Have you known yet?
2016 has just started. We're just finished the first quarter. Our target this year is to do 10.6 billion, which we are working at. Although the economy is a little bit challenging now, we know we are faced with foreign exchange scarcity. But there are a couple of other things that we can do. By the day, by the month, and by the year, we are growing. When I took over in 2013, we only had this branch. As we speak, we are in Lovely, we are in Kleintown, and we are also here in Siaka Steven. So as a date, we have 3 branches. And we are also planning, hopefully, before the end of the year, to have the 4th branch, either at the end, at the east end, or outside of Freetown, maybe in the province. Most likely in Bo. That is what we are looking at. So we are growing. We are growing by the day and by the year.
Okay, so what do you want to say to your customer?
They should expect more from us. We are here to serve them. We are here to give them the very best. I've always said it. We have some banks that are very big in the country. But, like I said, we have created a niche for ourselves. And we know what that niche is. We know what our customers want. We know that we can play our part in growing the economy. And that is what we will continue to do. I can beat my chest to it, sincerely speaking. The kind of service that we give, you cannot get anything better in any other bank in Sierra Leone. That I can tell you. Our customers are satisfied. And because they are satisfied, they are also even referring other customers to us. So our customer base is increasing.
That was the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Skybank, Falun Remy Peters, and in that interview with colleague Joyan Dumbuya. The special advisor to President Alhaji Alpha Kanu has said that the launching of the employment policy serves as footprint for entrepreneurs. He was speaking at the opening of Tees Shopping Center on Wilkinson Road. Here is the report.
Shopping center is made of a restaurant, hairdressing salon, tailoring boutique, children's playground, fitness center, pharmacy, ice cream shop, furniture, and boutique for children, men and women. The Tees Shopping Center is the first in the country, owned by a Sierra Leonean, and has created job opportunity for young people. Special advisor to the president and ambassador at large and plenipotentiary, Alhaji Alpha Kanu, commended Musa Tarawali for his foresight to create job opportunities and attract foreign investors. He said the private sector supports government, while the government in turn provides the conducive and enabling environment for businesses.
But I am sure he realized during the time that he is being in government, being under the tutelage of His Excellency the President Ernest Bai Koroma, who himself came from the private sector, he's always emphasized that for a country to develop, people should not only be dependent upon the jobs that government will give. There are only about 15,000 jobs in government, and we are 7 million people. How could you fit 7 million people into 15,000 jobs? And I mean all of the jobs in government are not more than 15,000.
Alhaji Alpha Kanu assured Mr. Tawali of their support and called on well-meaning Sierra Leoneans to emulate such example. Mrs. Frances Tarawali appreciated President Koroma for establishing a friendly business environment. She said the establishment of the Tees Shopping Center was his husband's dream some 10 years ago and is the first in the private sector development.
In line with the vision of the Sierra Leone and the Business Association to motivate indigenous participation in our nation's private sector development. In that spirit, my husband and my very self started this laudable project in 2005. My husband supported me to do business over the years, which has resulted to the first indigenous shopping center in the history of our country in partnership with our international associates.
Mrs. Tarawali called on our audience to support them achieve their dream and expressed the hope to work with the National Tourist Board. Chairman Board of Directors of the National Tourist Board, Ahmed Wui, said the opening of the Tees Shopping Center manifested that Musa Tarawali is a true Sierra Leonean, citing his past experience and his services as Resident Minister South, Minister of Internal Affairs, and Minister of Lands. Business News, Awanatu Conte reporting.
As banks continue to post year-on-year profit before tax, Access Bank has posted 1.3 billion euros profit before tax for 2015, making an improvement of 468 million euros more than the 867 million euros made in 2014. And that's it in this edition of the business segment of Newsa. My name is Eva Jasko. Bye-bye.
Many thanks indeed, Yvette, for the beautiful updates. The Sierra Leone Center of International Theatre Institutes and the Ministry of Tourism have celebrated International Dance Day at the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs. The celebration started with float parade, dance performances, and secular groups. Judith Sana filed in this report.
The number of people taking part in dance activities is increasing. Dance allows people to be more active, socialize within local communities, and develop creative skills. These men and women are celebrating the International Dance Day with float parade of cultural and secular performances. They are celebrating the power of dance and making dance a source of pride. Though it brings entertainment, these dancers may enjoy numerous benefits of dance like fitness, reduce stress levels, improve relaxation, and will help them make new friends, with shared interests. President of Sierra Leone Center of the International Theatre Institute, Elvira Bobson Kamara, says the skills developed in dance can also be valuable, transferable, that can be applied to any career path.
We are celebrating dance. We're celebrating the power of dance. That is why you saw this float parade that had representatives from various dance companies that are out there. They dance their way onto the Ministry of Tourism and Culture. Dance is so effective. It's a very, very effective tool for the individual, for the troop, and for the nation. As an individual, as you start to dance, you begin to become a lot more confident.
She adds that the confidence gained through achievements in dance helps to build social skills, increase self-esteem, and the ability to communicate well in a group. Mrs. Kamara expresses gratitude to the Ministry of Tourism and its partners for their support to the Sierra Leone Center of the International Theatre Institute. She calls on Sierra Leoneans to make dance a source of pride in the country. Judith Sana, SABC News.
To end the news, the main points again. Sierra Leone Roads Authority has concluded joint site inspection of the €60 million Bandajuma MRU Bridge Road project. Minister of Information and Communications Mohamed Bangura has said government is working hard to find a solution to the current water shortage in the city. Ministry of Health and partners to restart Big Food Mass Drug distribution from the 27th to the 31st of May 2016. And Sierra Leone's ambassador to China, Alimami P. Kuruma, has taken formal leave of President Ernest Bai Kuruma. Well, that's all in this afternoon's edition of News Hour, broadcast live on the SLBC in Freetown. On behalf of my news editor, Asmi Yuba, I am Anne-Marie Ngabai. For more information about our programs, do send us an email to www.contactus@slbc.sl. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.